We are breaking in this morning because it's a first alert weather day, Matt. We had some extreme weather conditions and even a tornado down in our southern parts of Indiana, which we will get to in a bit. But what are we dealing with this morning?
Hey, it's a raw day, to say it lightly. We got a strong wind, so wind gusting about 40 to 45 miles per hour later on this afternoon. Even right now, time now is 8:08. If you're thinking about stepping outside or you've been outside already today, it feels a lot different than the last couple of days. It is cold, it is windy, and I'm seeing very light precipitation start to show up. So again, today's first alert weather day doesn't have to do with precipitation. It doesn't have to do with the snow, thunderstorms, or anything like that. It has to do with the strong wind coming in from the west at about 40 to possibly 50 miles per hour.
We've really had the full mix this winter, but today's concern is wind. What precautions should people take as they start their day this morning?
I think it's mainly for the high-profile vehicles. If you're traveling north-south roads with that strong crosswind at about 40 to 50 miles per hour, it is going to be hard to handle some of those higher-profile vehicles, including 18-wheelers. And again, today it's all about the wind coming across all of Michiana. Yesterday, it was the wind for a certain part of Indiana, and that was Bloomington, was in the news yesterday and in the news this morning because of the damage they received from a tornado. That's
right. We do have images of that footage, so let's get right to that. This was Bloomington over last night. There was a powerful storms that were going across the area last night, left lots of damage and several power outages too. We heard from Duke Energy that there were actually over 1,200 customers who were out without power during this damage.
Yeah, and again, you're seeing the results of it. If we go back, you can actually, I was able to go ahead and kind of piece together the radar, what it looked like as that system came through. Now, this isn't the most technical radar. We can't go that far back, but I was able to give you some sense of the strength and the location of this storm as it approached Bloomington. And the big takeaway here, so I'm just going to step through this, is what's going on with the lightning strike. So there's a lightning strike right there. Watch this as I go forward in time. Again, this is around 6 o'clock last night, and you see Bloomington right there. And we start to really ramp up the lightning strikes right before Bloomington and I-69. And then as we go through it, again, you get that peak, and you also get the storm starting to kind of come in on itself. So it's not that widespread, and that energy is focused in the same location. So again, that's the storm that you're seeing. Reports for tornadoes, the National Weather Service will be out later on today to survey the damage, and based on that damage survey, they'll go ahead and give it a rating. Now, it wasn't just there either in terms of the severe weather. If I zoom this map back out, you can see most of central and southern Indiana, which is what we were concerned about most, had the chance of severe weather as well as some damage coming through even late at night, 10, 11 o'clock. Here locally, we had this line come through. That's at midnight. So if you woke up early in the morning to the sound of thunder, that is why. That was at 12:14. Nothing severe, but heavy downpours at about 11 p.m. going all the way through about 1 o'clock in the morning before that system started to exit. So again, that's kind of a quick look at what happened yesterday. Today, it's going to be all about the strong wind, and then Sunday, first alert weather day for the snow.
And today they are examining things still in Bloomington. We do have a police statement that we want to share with you. This is from the Bloomington Police Department. Commenting on that weather update, they say, "We hope that all are safe as we face inclement weather this evening. We are aware of damage to multiple areas on the west side of Bloomington, and we ask that people avoid that area if possible. There is extensive damage, power lines down, traffic lights are out, and first responders that are attempting to assess the damage are experiencing difficulties with the large number of people that are driving around looking at damage. Down power lines are very dangerous, and we are asking motorists to avoid the west side of Bloomington, most specifically the Highland Village area, including the areas of West 3rd Street and Park Square Drive, Curry Pike, and Liberty Drive." So once again, they are still assessing the damage, and we will continue following that. Just some horrific images we were seeing this morning.
Yeah, typically reserved for severe weather season. Typically we have the parts of the year where we get these boundaries interacting and fighting each other to get this kind of tornado setup. And we're here in February. We're talking about 2 to 4 inches of snowfall on Sunday, and parts of Indiana were dealing with tornado warnings. We had severe thunderstorm warnings yesterday because of hail that came through the area.
Right. So we will recap once again what happened here. Then we'll look forward at the snow and we'll give you a preview of the Olympic events that are taking place. So make sure to stay tuned. We'll be going on a quick break, but we'll be right back. Thank you for tuning in to this update as we are breaking in today because it is a First Alert Weather Day. How can people stay weather aware this morning?
Well, of course, you have the First Alert Weather app, but also right here as we get more information. And one of the reasons why we're here now, I went outside to measure how much rainfall we got yesterday and this morning, and just the conditions alone. It's like we should probably jump on our stream and let people know that it does not feel good. It is windy, there's some light rain, kind of the sleet, and it is just cold. You're coming off a Wednesday and it's a raw day.
Right, we enjoyed that sunshine just a few days ago, and now we had tornadoes down south. We're dealing with extreme weather here. It's just been a whirlwind, and it continues this weekend with the snow.
Yeah, so we're going to get a bit of a break, if you want to call it that, on Saturday from a First Alert Weather Day, and then the sun, or I should say the snow, comes back on Sunday with about 2 to 4 inches of first system, which may be an inch or two, not a huge impact event, but then the lake effect snow machine sets up later on in the afternoon.
Well, although we might not be looking forward to snow here, snow is being of assistance in Milan. We've been enjoying the games. They are coming to a close soon, but we still have a lot of exciting action. Curling is going on right now.
Curling is going on right now. So the women's team, they qualified for, we'll call it the playoffs. So there's only 4 teams left, which means if they win, which they're it's 0-0 right now. USA has the hammer, and they're only in the first end. So this is going to take a couple of hours to play an entire curling match. But if they win, they're guaranteed at least a medal, which would be a very successful Olympics for the curling teams, both men and women's teams. We had the doubles earlier get civil.
That was groundbreaking, too. They had never done that before in the U.S. doubles event.
Yep, the men, they had a great start to the round robin tournament, but then kind of fizzled as it went on. The women's team, though, is doing very well, so hopefully they're taking on the Swiss right now, and it's going to be a long match, but hopefully they can pull it out.
Well, something we're definitely going to keep an eye on. However, our chief meteorologist right here, he took his own stab at curling the other day. We've got to show you this video. It's incredible. So Notre Dame actually has a curling club, and Matt took to the ice. You can see the footage right here. There he goes. Explain to us what you were doing right there.
The hardest part about curling, I mean, first it's chess on ice. So there's a lot of angles that you have to go in and calculate, but at the very simplest part of it, which isn't simple at all, you got to get that rock moving.
Right.
And the way you get that rock moving is by pushing off of what we'd call them the blocks that you go ahead and push off of, and keeping that form on ice is very difficult. The balance, these are true athletes doing. And you're saying that the form that they use is very similar to what you do with fencing.
Well, it's interesting because in fencing, when you're going in for a lunge, it's really important that everything's in alignment so you can get the furthest possible reach. And it kind of looks like it there with that starting motion as you're doing that lunge. You're going all the way into the ground and then using the hamstring to come back on that muscle. I know Lauren said that was the hardest part, was getting so low, coming back up, and then being able to shift it into the right place. What is the actual movement where you're scraping the ice in front of you called?
Well, so you got the sweeping motion.
Yes.
And then as you can see there, my wrist, it's an in turn or an out turn.
The
that
curl.
Starts the curl. That's right. So depending on which way you turn it, the frictional force is what causes the stone, the rock, to actually curl. So I mean, it's I'll say an advanced technique. Like you have to first get the balance down before you do anything else. And it is a difficult sport. They make it look so easy.
And then it's all about targeting the other players. So
That's right.
you are playing against Josh and Lauren, which we will see that match later tonight at 6. But it's about kind of moving the rock out of the way on the button so you have full control over the button.
Yeah, in fact, the shot you saw me throw there, that was actually what's called a guard. So the guard goes out in front of the house, and it guards the house from the other team getting their stones in near the button. The button is the bullseye, the middle point. Strategy is so involved in this. If you've ever played chess, part of it is setting up the beginning of the game so you can win in the end.
Right.
This is the exact same way. The first couple of stones you throw set up your points later on, and it's all about, again, strategy and kind of playing back and forth what the other team is doing.
Well, that's so cool that you got
Love
to
it.
keep a deep look, get
It's
a
a lot of
full
fun.
deep dive. That looks like a blast. And we will continue following that event throughout the day. But another event we're following
Where you going?
is the bobsled.
Bobsled.
And actually, Jaden O'Brien, a Notre Dame athlete, she qualified for the doubles bobsledding team.
Yep.
They're going out today at noon. the
Right,
heat.
yeah. So one of the things about her is that she was a track star.
Right.
I mean, I think there's what, 3 national?
3 NCAA
Three
titles,
NCAA,
10-time All-American. So kind of that explosiveness from track translated really well into bobsledding. That's actually a pretty popular transition as the track star into the bobsledder. So we will see her today.
And this isn't like a gimmick. They could contend for a medal. They are that good. And she's only been in the bobsled, I think, maybe 6 months. She's only been training for like 4 or 5 months to get into the Olympics. But they are medal contenders. So it is going to be worth watching coming up at noon.
But even though she just started this bobsledding, I mean, that athleticism, that work she's put into track is what's making her so good and what's making their doubles team so fast. I think their concern is keeping that bobsled under control because they do have the speed. It's just, can they keep it contained?
That's right, yeah. Just a lot like curling is they make it look so easy. Starting the bobsled, getting it going, get that momentum pushing, and then getting into it in a quick time. That start time is so important. If you ever watch Cool Runnings, 5 seconds. 5 seconds that start time. Got to get out of the blocks and down the ice.
There you go. Well, we will be back with another check of the Olympics, another look at weather at the 9 o'clock hour, and that's where we'll also have your top local and national headlines. Thank you so much for tuning in to 16 Morning News Now's Team Break-In today with exciting news. We will be back with more updates at the 9 o'clock hour. Have a great morning, everyone.
Take care.